Okay, welcome to my little city here. I'm Dad06. This is my little city of paradise, and I wanted to make a quick video. Purpose of the video is mostly to show how I do negotiations, but I thought I would give a quick overview also of how I accomplish the guild expedition all the way through 5 levels. I'm not going to go through the whole thing. I'm just going to kind of give you an idea of what the system I've developed for myself, and it works pretty good. So this is my little city, and I'll preface with the reason that I do the expedition the way I do is to maximize. Here you can see the castle system, the castle points. You get 15 points for negotiations and 15 or you get a bonus for accomplishing 15 negotiations and 15 battles each day. And you can use the expedition to do that, to accomplish that. There's also, if you finish 20 of the GE main encounters, you can get a 900 points. There's other things that you can do as well. Complete the daily challenge and so on and so forth. But specifically regarding expedition, if you do these three things, battle, negotiation, and encounters, it's a substantial chunk of points. And I mean, let's face it, the castle bonuses are passive and reasonable, so worth going after. So brand new expedition. I haven't done any of it yet. And as an overview, the way I do this is level 1, I'll fight, because it's super, super, super simple. And then level 2 and 3, level 2 and level 3, I will do negotiations. And the reason for that is because it accomplishes, if I do level 1 and 2 in the morning, and then level 3 and level 4 in the afternoon, I can maximize my castle points before reset, and to get the majority of expedition done on day 1. Use a lot of medals, buying extra turns, which is fine for me. I've already used up all my medal expansions, so I don't care about the medals. They do get expensive at this level. Right now I'm at contemporary, and I can go through 1.5 million medals trying to blast all the way through expedition level 5 pretty fast. So it kind of depends on what I get for freebies and stuff. So I'm going to blast through here. Oh, I'm going to unlock this level 5 here real quick, and there we go. So we're unlocked all the way to level 5, and so I'm going to blast through here real quick and do this. Typically, when I'm doing these simple battles, I use a heavy and a ranged, and it works pretty easy. You can just blast right through these pretty fast. And most everything I do in expedition involves a heavy and something else. Level 5, I'm going to do a battle, or I'm going to fight all the way through level 4 and 5, mostly because level 4 can, put a dent in your goods, and if you try to negotiate through level 5, you can decimate your good storage in a matter of a few negotiations. Also, the thing that I've noticed is, and I have no idea if it's a real algorithm or if it's all just in my head, but in level 5, it seems like the first half, the first 8 or 10 encounters, trying to negotiate those, you'll eat a ton of diamonds. I mean, you can do them over and over and over again, trying to get through them, without using diamonds, and it won't let you. It seems to me like it's the algorithm is meant to frustrate you and cause you to buy diamonds, which I am a tightwad and don't spend money on diamonds. I haven't done so for a long time. I have 2 other cities that are in colonial area, and they're my fighting diamond farms. I use those. I don't do traditional diamond farms because it annoys me, and they're hard to find guilds that'll let you just sit there and diamond mine. But and it's inefficient. I've found that I'm way more efficient by having an actual fighting guild or a fighting city, and I get all the diamonds I want. I think right now I've got 300 or 400 of them. I don't know. At one point I had a couple thousand built up, but the last battleground I used quite a few of them, Russian buildings and stuff like that. But anyhow, but yeah, no, I've figured out how to fight all the way through level 5, which is the frustration for so many people, and I do it by typically with I'll use a couple of heavies, and go through what I want. I mean, at the beginning I'll use a heavy in a range just like I am here, and do just fine for the first 4, 5, 6, whatever, and then I'll start getting into heavies, just 2 heavies, and that works pretty good. As you get towards the last few, I end up having to throw in, like a heavy and a champion, and to get through, some of the tougher ones, because they'll put a lot of artillery up front, and the champions work really well against artillery, and so I'll do that. And like the last couple, I'll typically use just 2 champions and 6 rogues, and get through it just fine. And grab these here real quick. Bunch of rogues. And any more? Nope. Alright, so we'll go to level 2. Okay. So, first thing I do, go back to the tavern and turn on extra turn. Okay, it helps. I mean, I can get almost all the way through level 2 without doing it, but without needing it. But there you go. Oh, hey, this is new. Usually they start out with just 1, but anyway. So 3 items. This is my normal process when I have 3 items. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Okay, and it works pretty good. But I always go linear when I'm negotiating, and I've made my own little set of rules to myself. I didn't learn this anywhere. I've just developed it. This little system, and it works for me. I use very few diamonds in negotiating. In fact, when I'm doing Guild Battleground, I refuse to use diamonds, because if you start doing that, you'll plow through a pile of diamonds in a hurry. So I'm just trying to hurry up here and get through these first few where I can get into some actual strategy here, and show you how I work with these. Oops. With more than just 3 items. 3 items is ridiculously easy, and also, if we get this far in this particular video, on level 3, I will typically go ahead and negotiate the first couple checkpoints, or whatever you call the big buildings there. After that, when they start to require diamonds, I'll go ahead and start to battle those, because inevitably the algorithm is set up to where it's going to force you to use diamonds on some of them. I mean, there's just no way around it. And you can, I mean, I've sat there and retried the same negotiation 7 or 8 different times and not get all the way through it. It's just the algorithm cheats. It's cash flow for it, you know. So okay, so you can see here what I did. All right, here's we got 6 items. So I start and I just put them in order. Okay, just like that. Okay, pay, negotiate. And then I will start here, since this is the only one I didn't get on the first round. I'll start with that one, and then I just advance each item 1 step. Go ahead and go with that, and then I'll go ahead and bring this item here, little fireball there, and move it over here. And then when I come to this, where this one's a dead item, so this is a blank one, I don't have one to pull forward here, I will always use, in my own little rule, I will always use the first item available on the list. I won't go to this, I will always go to this, and about 80% of the time it works for me. And then other than that, I don't notice I didn't put the steel in there, didn't see any reason to, because I already know that these, you know, these 3 items are you know, good items. And then now I got to choose. I'm in a situation here where I got to choose 1 or 2, and I will always choose number 1. And as you can see, it worked. Like I said, about 80% of the time it will. But these bigger encounters like that are typically a little bit tougher to get through, and that's where they you know, the algorithm will try to, you know, mess you up and force you to use diamonds, so that, you know, you get closer to having to, oops, didn't mean to do that. You get closer to having to actually spend cash on them. So, and then just back to that. Typically, if I have to repeat, I will try to repeat with my coins and supplies, because I literally have gazillions of them. And yeah, I don't care. I'm a little stingier with my goods, but I will repeat that one, the last one, typically, when I'm this close to solving it. It's just, I know it's going to solve it, so now I know where I need to go. And looks like my internet's slowing down just a tiny bit, so we'll see. And negotiate this one. And pretty soon, the whole process just gets to be instinctive. Typically, when I end up with a situation like this, I will go, you know, alternate. When I'm down to 2, I'll just alternate. You know, so I got the, what are those stupid things, bionic goods or whatever, and then the coins, and you know, it ends up working. My rule of thumb, and I'll make another video when Expedition starts, GBG starts. This is a Tuesday, so Expedition's not going to start, Battleground's not going to start for a couple more days. But my rule of thumb for negotiating in Battleground is I will keep negotiating. I'll typically, in the new Battleground system, I'll start out with negotiating. And notice how I didn't use the robot. I could have used the robot, but I have to pull this one forward. That's just my internal rule. But I'll typically start negotiating up until about 20 attrition or so, and then that allows me to, you know, get as far as I can on the tile. It seems like attrition builds slower on the negotiations than it does on fighting. I'll pause on this one. This will be another little toughie here. Or not toughie, but a little bit more complex. This has got 7 items on there. And, okay, so now I'm pulling that one forward. because I always want to make sure that I'm using the ones that have been identified as, usable somewhere. Now I'll pull my magnet forward, and then I'll go ahead and use my supplies here because, again, it's a dead cell, so I'll use my supplies there. And then I'll pull my little plant there, natural resources or some shit like that, I don't remember. And then the semiconductors forward. And then I'll go ahead and pull the semiconductor over here. And it's pretty obvious, see, because I've gone down, it can only go here. Okay. I've pulled the magnets down too, so I know it can only go there. And then I'm left with two choices as to what to put in the final one. So I've got the little plant thing there. But again, my rule: use the genome because it's first in line, and it worked. And then go here. But anyway, so in Battleground negotiating, you'll notice that the new Battleground also, you get all the way to attrition 11 before you end up using 2 goods. And then it goes, I want to say 14, I think, 14 or 15 before it goes to 3 goods. And then, it kind of accelerates from there. So the higher the attrition, the faster it accelerates. So I'll generally, depending on my stock of goods and if I'm racing or not, I mean, obviously I'm not going to negotiate while I'm racing. But if it's nice, quiet, evening and I'm not doing any races, then I will go ahead and, use the negotiations. Because like I was saying, it seems like negotiating builds up attrition slower than the fighting does. And also it's, better for the guild. You get, even if you got 100% attrition rate, you get 2 points to the tile for every successful negotiation, versus 1 for a fight. So, and that's kind of an obvious, always been a strategy, but now I'm, making more of a point to go ahead and negotiate a lot more, just to help the guild out a little bit. Although it is a drain on the resources, but I'll be doing another video here later on, during the season on strategies on that. And I might speed this up or edit a little bit, I don't know. Or I might even do a voiceover, I don't know. We'll see. But as you can see, no, not yet. Sorry, losing my focus here. I can negotiate all the way through level 2 typically without using any diamonds. I will not use diamonds in the Battleground, but here in the GE, sometimes I will, depending on how deep I am, just mostly because I messed up here. I'm not even paying attention. I was supposed to use that, and then that, and that, and that. There we go. Buying the extra chances gets damn expensive fairly quickly with the metals, and see, now here I'm running a diamond, so I can make a choice. I can go ahead and use the diamonds or not. I've only got 212, so I'm not going to. I messed that one up because I wasn't paying attention. So I'm going to go ahead. But you can see how they start to build up fairly quickly at this level. So no, I'm not going to fight this one. I will negotiate it. I will make it through this one. Pay attention and use my rules. Okay, so corner. Now, I'll pull that one forward, right there, that one forward. This one, because that one was empty, will be the robots, and then I'll go back to magnets. And then I'll bring forward the magnets, purified water, genome data, plant thingy, and robots. So obviously I'm not going to use any supplies or anything. So now on this one, I'll bounce around a little bit, because now I can see I've got a magnet there and a magnet there and not here, so that's where the magnet's going to go, obviously. And genome data has already been used here, and so it's going to go there, and then that just pretty much leaves the robot arm there. And I bet I'd have won the last one if I'd have been paying more attention instead of yakking about the expedition or battleground. Okay, so go through this one, running a little lower on time for the tavern boost. Oops. Nope, I'm going to want to use that one. No, I used it there. Sorry. So that one would be that one because it's first in line. And again, just keep advancing them forward. If you just keep advancing them, you use them, you know, in the most tiles, and usually it becomes quite evident. All right, so here we go. Genome data can only go there. The semiconductors can only go there, which, you know, it's showing up that, hey, that's the only place I can go. Now I've got a choice, and here's where paying attention to my routine works. I can go right there and there. And
what are you talking about?
I'm making a video for my guild. Real quick. And then sometimes these last three will get to be a challenge. The last two, they really want to make you use diamonds. That's pretty cool. See that? My son's showing me a bracelet he just got done making. Or, yeah, well, that might be an anklet because it's a little bit bigger. Is it? Okay. That's pretty cool. I like the use of the variegated color. It's pretty cool. That didn't take you very long either. And like you say, I'm moving forward. And it ends up, these ones I've narrowed down. I mean, that was a pretty simple negotiation. But as you can see, using that tavern boost has saved me a ton of diamonds. Now, you can also see that, oh, cool, I just got three attempts. But oh yeah, it goes pretty small. Cool. I ran out of time on my boost, and I've got one negotiation left that I got to do. So what I'll go ahead and do, just so I don't waste any more metals, is I'll go ahead and attack these last two. You can see my boost is over 1,000 attack and defense, so these are pretty darn easy. And this way I don't have to worry about it. Just get these done and over with without wasting metals or having to use diamonds. And go ahead and collect my little guys. Sell all those stupid things. Oops. And then go to level 3. And then, so since I've got one more negotiation to max out my castle points before reset, I'll just go ahead and negotiate this one. Being, you know, one of the first starters, I won't need the boost to get it done. There's only 5 items. And using my little system, it works for me. And then using my rules, I go back to that one, to the resource or the plant thing there. I forget what it's called. And then there we go. So that is an overview of just my basic negotiation system, the way I negotiate. And when we get into Battleground, GBG, then I'll get into some tougher negotiations. I'll try to, show a couple videos on a little bit different strategies that we can use there, and I'll try to focus a little bit more on the Battleground strategy. But as for now, so level 1, level 2, and part of level 3 is done. I could use more things or more metals and try to blast through it, but then, what's the point of not maximizing my castle points? I mean, I could go for that and try to get those done. I might do that. Anyway, yeah, what the heck? Let's go ahead and do that. So we'll go over here and light up another boost. Got plenty of 556,000 tavern silver, so I'm not worried about it. Light up another boost, and I've still got 662,000 metals, so. But 14, 17, 21, 25, so you can see they add up in a hurry. But in level 3, I'll go ahead and fight the main encounters there. This one you can see I deviated a little bit from my normal routine just for giggles, but most of this I just do without even thinking about it anymore. Okay, let's pay attention to this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and number 5. The gold coins goes to number 1. The supplies goes to number 2. Bionics thingy goes there. And we're going to do the supplies there, according to my rules. So you'll notice that here I've got 2 choices. I'm using that one because that's just my internal rule. Now over here, when I did these 2, I did that one, then that one, because I don't like to. If I have the supplies hadn't been really used, so I don't like repeating. So anyway, I mean, I don't have a serious explanation as to why I do that. That's just what I do. So again, this is not a learned, it's not a. Nobody taught me this system. I just figured it out on my own. And you're probably wondering why am I doing this? Why am I recycling my rogues? When I have almost 4,000 of them. I don't know. It feels wasteful to not, and it's a habit that I got into with my other 2 cities where I don't have 4,000 of them. And a lot of my other troops are limited, so I just got into the habit. So the habit just spilled over to this city, and yeah, that's what I do. And my troops are constantly building. I mean, I've got, I don't know how many I got. What do I have in there? Total troops, 7,800. It's quite a few. They do me pretty good. I mean, I guess at this point I don't even have to negotiate this. I could have just bought it. Though the other thing that I did learn is that the castle system. When they first started the castle, I was kind of under the impression that this stat right here, battles and negotiation, only fulfilled from the expedition. That's not necessarily the case. You can do it in expedition, or in Battleground 2. So yeah, I mean you can do it either way if you want to. It depends on if you got a Battleground going or not. So right now I don't have a Battleground going, so that's why I was doing the negotiations in here. But since I'm not close to reset, if I had planned this just right, I'd have done this just before reset, so I could utilize that, but not a big deal. think I'm in level 14 in the castle or something. I don't know. I quit paying attention a while back. I used to be really, really anal about making sure I utilized every castle point, but that takes a lot of fun out of the game when you're having to strategize every stupid little thing like that. So I let go of that a while back. You can also see that just based on this effort, we went from 3rd place to 1st place. Barely, but we did. I got, what do I got? 17 eligible. I think I got 21 in the guild, but it's 17 people eligible to be able to play the expedition. And yeah, not a bad amount of activity for day 1. Most of these people right here, these top 10, will finish all 64, and a couple of us, I will always finish 80, and a couple others that do. But finishing all 80 is really not that difficult, folks. I'll do another video showing how I do, how I have my city set up and how I get all of the attack and defense. The one thing that I've learned is that if you can, depending on your age, no, I don't want to do this. I don't want to fight that one because it'll force me to use diamonds. Getting this deep into level 3, it's going to force me to use the diamonds. And I don't want to. Oh crap, I forgot what I was saying. Anyway. On the next negotiation here, I'll take it a little bit slower and try to explain that just a little bit better, because I know for some people I'm probably just zipping right along because I've been doing this for, I don't know, 5 years now, 4 or 5 years I've been playing this game, 4 years, something like that. So it just comes second nature to me by now. And so I tend to be a crappy in-person teacher. So I'll slow down. Okay, so only got 7, but still, the process applies. I go straight across the line, all the way across. Okay, lost a lot of them, so this is going to be a pretty easy one. Okay, so because the end one is blank, I don't have anything to carry forward, so I'm going to go ahead and use the next good that I haven't used already. And then because the steel is up there, I'm going to move it laterally, or kitty corner, or whatever you call it. And then I'm going to go ahead, since I haven't used the supplies yet, I'm going to go ahead and use that. And then this one, I'm going to go ahead and go back to number 1. Because that's just my internal rule. It's for consistency for me. I made that little rule because it's consistent and it works for me, rather than just kind of being random and never really knowing where it's going to go. Now, I'm kind of in a situation where I know that steel's not going to go here, so I'm just going to go ahead and put the steel in there. Here, I've got 2 choices what to put in there. I'm going to go number 1, and then I'm going to go number 2. That's already filled in, and then I'm going to pull supplies forward again. Since I have something to pull forward, I will pull it forward. I almost always do. Okay, and then these, pretty simple. This happens a lot, where you get down to the last 2, and you just swap them, and there you go. Okay. So I'll go ahead and do the next one. Same thing. This one might try to force me to use diamonds. It does commonly. In my experience, this one a lot of times will force diamonds, and for whatever reason, that one right there will force diamonds. Try to when you're negotiating. I don't know why. It just, 9 times out of 10 it'll try to force me to use diamonds. So sometimes by now I'll just go ahead and fight those last few. I don't know. I've got plenty of metals, so I might just go ahead and fight it to be done with it. But you can see the only one I had to pull forward. So I pulled that one forward, pulled that one forward. The 2 new items. And now here's where things get interesting. Now what do I do? I've got 5 choices, one hole. Well, I haven't used the supplies, so I'm going to. But this is how the game forces you to use diamonds. Okay, incorrect. Now my rules say I'm going to use steel. I'm going to, but 99% of the time, it's going to force me to use diamonds. It won't be good because the algorithm has all these to choose from. It doesn't matter which one I choose, it's not going to be the right one. And see, I was right. So now it wants to force me to use diamonds. And 9 times out of 10, if I use the diamonds, it'll make me go through all the last good will be the one that activates it. So I'm going to show that. I'm going to go ahead and use the diamonds. Blow 30 diamonds on this, okay? So now, again, my rule, use the first one. Odds are that one will not work. See? And then this one. Wow, that one worked. Usually it doesn't, but they got 30 diamonds out of me for that. So, but it's, and when you get towards these harder ones, a lot of times that one, and always this one and that one will always force diamonds. So I always fight those, just because I'm such a stingy. And now you can see I'm only down to 192 diamonds. So, no big deal. With the battlegrounds giving out, 35 and 45 instead of 10 and 20. That's a reasonable chunk. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and try to negotiate this one. Sometimes it'll force me to use diamonds. I won't on this one if it tries to get me to that point. Because I'm a tightwad. So, I think I said earlier that my name is Dad06, my screen name, and I came up with that because I am actually the father of, I have 6 kids, all with the same woman. We've been married for 36 years. So, Dad06, my name. And that's why I'm a tightwad, because they were expensive to raise. Okay, so here, I'm going to deviate, okay, because I know that one's going to go there. And then the only place that one can go is right there. So now here I get to make a choice. And again, with the supplies, since I haven't used them anywhere, I'm going to go ahead and use them. It probably won't be right. Huh, well, I was wrong. There we go. Okay. Now it'll be interesting to see if this holds straight on me. This one trying to force me into doing diamonds. It does a lot. Okay, carry through the water, and then because I don't have anything to pull forward, I'm going to go ahead and use my robots, my coins, and my supplies. I kind of like these ones when you get this kind of thing, because they, I think I'm going to be proven wrong on this one. Okay, so again, 2 choices. Choose the first in line, then obviously this one because I'm pulling it forward, and now the supplies. No, I'm sorry. No, because I use the magnets up there, I'm going to go ahead and use the supplies back here. Okay? So if I hadn't used the magnets there, then I would have obviously put them here. But, again, I don't have any definition for that rule. It's just, that's the way I do it. This one works pretty good because now I know that one, the water goes there, and then this one's going to be boiled down to, because the supplies were eliminated as a no-go, turned red. Then I'm boiled down to magnets. So, yeah, it's proven me wrong. This is one of the 2 times out of 10 that that particular tile doesn't force me to do diamonds. It'd be interesting to note, stick it down in the comments down there if your experience is different. And I'm just going to go ahead and finish this level. Just for kicks and giggles, because I actually have negotiation time. Yeah, I got some left. I'm going to go ahead and see if I can get through negotiating this one, just for fun. Looking straight across, this actually might be. I got a good chance of winning this one now, since I've slimmed down the quantity of goods that I have to choose from. So again, just straight across the line. No, see, then it does that to you. We'll see. So, bring the supplies forward, the natural gas, the water, the robots, and then obviously the supplies have already been used there, so I got these two choices. And again, you know, being 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I'm going to use item number 6 just because that's what I do, even though I use it here, but I didn't use it for the same reason. I guess that's the definition for that rule, is I don't use it twice for the same reason. Now, I'm going to go backwards, bring forward my robotic arm and my supplies. Then that tends to sometimes narrow that one out, and that's the only one I can get, and there we go. And bingo. Some more of the guild in there, farting around now, and I might as well. Again, I swap these out just because I'm a tightwad. Here we go. Got through that one, and let's see what kind of goodies we can pick up. Oh, duh! Gotta pick up my relics. I hate those blueprints. I've got so many bloody blueprints. You know, towers. Okay. Oddly enough, the blueprint that I'm actually running a little bit low on is the Tower of Babel, because I don't collect them very often. But now you can see I'm getting closer. So the thing wants me to finish. Jesus, it wants me to get all the way through 5 to get that 900. This is new. See, I haven't paid a lot of attention to this for a long time. So I don't know if that's new or I just haven't paid attention to it. But it looks like if I go ahead and spend all the metals and to get that 900, at this rate, there's no way I'll get it. There's no way I'll get it done before reset. Interesting. That's a big bonus. But that means I have to get all the way through 5. And the problem with that is, as you can see, they're getting expensive already. 11,000. And so if this one's 11, that one's going to be probably 12 or 13, maybe 14, 15, I don't know. But by the time I get through this one, I'll have burned up all my 614,000. They exponentially, it's kind of like that penny a day doubled for 30 days thing. You know, it doesn't do squat until day 15, 16, and then they start going up in a hurry. So I'll probably can it right there just to minimize my metal loss. I like to save the metals as much as possible so that I can make sure and get through level 5 in one shot. And the reason I do that is because I will go ahead and use, come on, get to my boost over again. So I'm in 1,075. In level 5, I'll go ahead and use a bunch of these guys here. I'm kind of anal. I keep these at zeros. So because I have the most of them at 20%, I'll probably use somewhere around 10 or 20 of the 20%. Depending on what I need. I think, if I remember right, in order to win that last battle, I need to have this boost up to around 1,500. And then the natural boosts by buying in the expedition there, or in that level, will give me, this will get up over 1,000, and I can usually win that without any trouble. So, but you know, once I get to level 5, I'll make a separate video just on that, and we can kind of go from there. And but anyway, so there you go. It's kind of how I do it. And as you can see, I don't have a ton of gray buildings. You know, I just got the normal. You know, I haven't added a great building in I don't know how long. But mostly where I get that attack and defense is from event buildings. You know, I got 2 of the conjunction towers. I've got, I'm not sure why I got that. Oh, I got a couple of these gesture stages. These little nutcracker guard houses. I've got 2 of the Buccaneer Tavern, or the Buccaneer Boathouse there, Dead Man and Buccaneer Boathouse. I've got, you know, 2 of these guys, 2 of the Buccaneers Bays. I've got the Panda Shrine, Vibranatum. Got a couple of the pumpkins already. Those were kind of fun. And I've got, you know, the Azure Athlon Abbey. That's a good one. Small. The Aegean Couples Resort. I believe I've got 2 of these Sun Havens, I think. No, just one. Just one in this city, I think. But I do have 2 of these guys. These vibrant Sunflower Ale Press. There's one there, and oh gosh, where'd the other one go? I thought I had 2. Maybe my other city has 2 of them. I don't know. I need to remodel this because it drives me crazy how messy it is. But remodeling is a pain in the butt. I need to make some space for the event coming up. Anyway, that's just a quick overview of my city. You know, I do know I've got 2 of the legendary lodges. Those are pretty cool. And then I just built this thing earlier today. I've got the Archdude hut, and now I've got a new let's see, what did I do with it? Oh no, I'm sorry. I need one more upgrade in order to get the what is that? Druid hut. The Druid hut. I need that Druid hut so that I can get the rest of my. I need a couple more fragments of the upgrade for that. So I need to build my. But I also need one more upgrade for my Druid hut to get my Archdude hut. I'm going to do a whole video on just the. You know, the city, the buildings, and the makeups, and why I do what I do, the way I do it. Just so you know, I mean, give you an idea. It's working for me, because like I said, you can see my boost. I'm in contemporary era, or age, whatever they call it. 1,000, 1,000, 785, and 1,000. I mean, that's plenty. I can go all day long. Well, I used to be able to go all day long in Battleground. I mean, literally with that many troops, I can fight literally all night if I can build attrition support. But now that they cap us, it takes some of the fun out of it. But I get it. So anyhow, there we go. Thanks for your time.